What is up, guys? This is showCinemaBorder here, and today I'm playing Arma 3, and welcome to the second part of my how to make an Arma 3 Machinima tutorial. I almost said Arma 2 there because I'm just not used to Arma 3 really. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game, I love it, but it's just so, I guess you could say the release is so sudden because it's an alpha that it's kind of hard to get used to. It's not like they're building up all this hype going like, oh, Arma 3's coming out in 5 days, you know, like those big blockbuster games do. No, it was just, hey, we're releasing an alpha on the 5th, get ready. But anyways, it's a great game, especially for alpha. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Now, this second part of the Machinima making series is going to cover how to take and record combat scenarios, and if we have time we might go into dialogue scenarios because I feel like I didn't cover that as well in the last video. But first of all, you want to choose a scene for your combat, and you kind of have to have a good knowledge of the map when you get into game. You don't really want to so I definitely recommend kind of looking around the map, you know, just like let's say you want to get into a certain area of the game, but this Arma doesn't really show you what the terrain's like really. I mean, it may for you describe it pretty well, but it doesn't really help me. So let's say that I wanted to try to make a battle at the kill farm, and you always preview it. Once you get into game, you can kind of look around and see where vantage points are, and kind of visualize where your battle's going to be. And if you really don't like it, just go like, we'll just scrap this one. It's too difficult to make a battle here. Okay, so we are in game now. Okay, first things first. Where is the farm? It's up here. So we want to kind of see what the farm looks like, just to be safe. And I want to do something real quick. So excuse me. Okay, so that's better. I wanted to turn down some stuff so that this would run smoothly on Fraps, because Fraps kind of likes to jack around with my thing. And apparently this is the kill farm. Now this is not what I'm going to use for the battle example that I'm going to show you in this video, but it wouldn't be a bad one to tell you the truth. This is kind of actually cool. It's pretty cool, to be honest with you. Okay, so let's go back into the editor, and let's pretend that we didn't like this. Now, I am planning to make a Machinima short. It's kind of a test to see what it will look like on my system and what it would look like on y'all's. I don't know if I'll release it or not, because it just depends how it looks. If it doesn't look good, I won't release it. If it does look good, I will release it to the public. Let's just say that this is like, it has some connection to 101. I'm not going to tell y'all because that'd be a spoiler, but it's not a major connection. It's not like you won't notice the difference without knowing it. It's nothing necessary to understand 101. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we got Ania Marina, which I think I'm gonna Agia Marina, excuse me, which I think I'm gonna name the short because it's gonna be all centered around this town. And what it's gonna consist of is virtually, like, make sure you have a story behind your battle. Don't just put well, this is a Machinima, so don't just put Army A and Army B are fighting here because you know they want to get this land. No, what you need to do is you need to actually think about it. Put your literature skills to test and your critical thinking. So, I'll say this. Iran controls this part of the island in the north, and NATO controls most of the south. And this major city right here is a port for invasion. So that meaning that Iran, if they captured this, they can invade the south. And if the south captured this, they can invade the north. Not the best example. You can go way deeper than that, obviously. It depends on your imagination level and creativity, but this is example purposes, of course. So what you want to do is, let's go ahead and change this to a cameraman. So, as you remember from the last tutorial, you go to civilians, and it doesn't appear to let you do that for some reason, so let's just start from scratch. Okay, here we go. Civilians, men, and it doesn't matter who you choose. We'll just name him Camera, if I can spell today, Camera Man. And we'll put in our code. And for some reason, and you may or may not see this, it really depends. This command right here sometimes doesn't work. It only works when I copy and paste it in. So let's see if it works. Invalid variable name. Oh, probably doesn't like that. There we go. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does, because I literally typed it down space by space, word by word, and it seems to not. Yeah, why does it do that? I don't understand. It seems to only like it when I copy and paste. So let's see. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. And this will be real quick, I promise you. Okay, so here we go. See, it's the exact same thing I typed in, and let's see what happens now. I don't really understand why it does that. It could have been my error, obviously. I could have just simply typed something in wrong. I don't know, but all I'm going to tell you is just copy and paste it for now from my description. It's faster anyways, so it's not a big of a deal. Okay, so here's the lovely town of Ania Marina. I decided to put the quality on standard for now because we're not going to be focusing on the natural landscape very much. We're going to be kind of more focused on the combat aspect, and I don't want this to lag like crazy and make this horrible to watch. So what we want to do is we want to kind of inspect the area and kind of decide where our units are going to be. So I'm thinking that this side, well, it has to be this side, is going to be Op4 territory. And they're going to be all around this area right here. And in fact, let's do what I did earlier. I did record this earlier today, but my computer crashed because of a driver update. So I'm pretty experienced with this tutorial. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it looks pretty good. Whoa, the camera can have a little bit of spasms. So let's abort and let's actually add in some units. Okay, so we want groups and we want to add in blue 4 over here. So blue 4, and we're going to put a weapons squad because I feel like that's the best combination of soldiers. Especially for tutorial reasons and battles because it has one of everything. Has AT soldier, has a medic, and it's just good. So let's copy and paste that. We want them to be open to each other so they can actually get a hit, I guess you could say. So we'll put these guys right here. Okay, so that's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about roughly 40 units. And this is a close quarters battle, so I'm not expecting it to be a flat out assault, you know, type thing. This is going to be kind of close quarters. And we'll put in op 4. Oh, whoops, I don't want to do that. Groups. Decorative lamp. Okay, op 4. And weapons squad. Let's position a leader because I don't really like how he's positioned off to the side. I want him right in front. Copy. Paste. Paste. And we'll put another one right here. Paste. So what will happen now is let's kind of position these guys better. And if you select a unit, and if you hold down shift and drag your mouse, you can turn them instead of editing the azimuth, which can be quite a pain. I like it. Okay. Looks pretty good so far. Now, we want to make this a little bit more complex. We don't want them to just be standing and start shooting at each other and then go prone and it just be pure chaos. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlink all these guys. Actually, let's just... These guys are going to act on their own. They're going to be scattered throughout the area. They'll be right here. And move a guy over here. Guy over here. Medic over here. And this is all about trial and error. It's very frustrating, I guess you could say, to really tool around with this. But let's go ahead and see how it looks. I'm a little scared. And brace your ears, prepare your volume levels, because this may be loud. Okay, so combat's going on, obviously, and I didn't put waypoints on yet. Didn't mean to do that, but this kind of looks better. So, the key is getting a good angle of combat. There is no current way of freezing time in-game, unless you want to just freeze it completely. There is a glitch, and this guy's been shot in the knee. So then we come over here real quickly, where they're firing, and then we zoom over here. So the op 4. Catch him shooting. Catch him shooting at that guy over there. See if he can. So it's all about luck. And you can zoom in with the plus key. Which is pretty useful. I didn't know you can do that yet, and so it's kind of sad. So I can do a dramatic zoom in, and I'd never be able to get that close just normally. I could, but it'd kind of look weird. So if you really want to get some detail from a far distance, but then not have to move back over here, and all you have to do is just zoom out and turn, then we can, you know, position him down. Whoops, what did I do? I just centered the camera, didn't I? I can just look at him. It's a pretty good shot. And the sweet thing is the animations are much better, so we get to look at them shooting and everything. And oh, Harrison. I specifically told Harrison not to interrupt my video, and I knew he was gonna do it, so get out of here. You know what I'm doing? I'm teaching them how to record combat in Arma. That's what you call a Harrison attack. Anyways, oh my gosh. Let's follow these guys. See what they're up to. You don't want to capture them morphing into each other. It's just one thing that video games do that's not very cool. And what I like to do for dramatic effect is, after the battle's over, which let's just say it is, I come over and I kind of show the effect of the battle. I kind of get up a little. And I zoom in on their faces, just to kind of show that they're humans. Very creepy looking humans, but humans. Just to kind of send the message to the audience that this is like war. And it's kind of gross because there's flies flying around and stuff. I like how the tracers fly by. It's like a Star Wars battle. You can zoom out majorly and make it like a Quake Pro view or something. And let's say we want to get this guy. I kind of like it how they lean over now. We'll zoom in on him a little. So it's a very challenging task. It's a lot of trial and error, but it's well worth it in the end, and it's actually quite fun too. It's not very difficult, but I think you've seen enough of how to record combat. It's kind of self-explanatory, and there are other tutorials out there that will tell you how to do modules and waypoints and stuff, which I'm guessing y'all already know how to do. To where something will happen with a module or a trigger, you know, make it dramatic, and that's obviously more in depth. But that's just imagination. You can do only what your imagination can do, which is a lot of stuff, hopefully. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this because I'm gonna use this for the thing. So we'll put battle for Ania Marina. If I were you, all major battle scenes I'd save as a user mission so that you can quickly edit it again. You don't want to save it to single player because that'll make it only accessible through single player, and it'll just be weird, and just, yeah. I do recommend, if you have a chance, getting body actors if you're doing a more complex battle, like let's say a 1-on-1 or a 3-on-3 or something like that. But if you're doing a full-scale battle, I definitely recommend AI, because I don't think you want like 60 people joining your server. That's just pure chaos. Anyways, let's move on to the next part. So let's go ahead and clear. And let's have a dialogue scene. So let's say we want two men talking at the base, and they're going to be talking about, what's going on, stuff. And what you want to do is, and I'm going to show you some of the editing techniques, and to simplify it and make it more user accessible, I'm not going to use my regular editing program. I'm going to use a much simpler one. And you can actually, I use it for slapping together videos. Let's say I have a video for a school project, or a video for just personal enjoyment, family. YouTube, I use my professional movie editor, but Windows Movie Maker I use for recreational type videos. And since this is going to be an example, and I'll use the simplest editor I know out there to show you what you can do with it. And you can actually do a lot if you really invest into it. So that's what I'm going to be showing you, so don't think that I'm a noob and only use Windows Movie Maker, because I don't. And I don't recommend it, but I think that showing you a simple editor and how to do it in a simple editor will really help, because advanced editor obviously can do so much more, like add effects and stuff, but I can basically show you how you get it rendering and stuff. So that's going to be part 3 though, the editing. Let's just set up the audio scene, or the dialogue scene. So we're going to do what we did the other day with the squeakers, except it's going to be different. So obviously, first things first, we place down the cameraman, and we put in this exec camera.sqs semicolon, then copy and paste that. Then we want to put another unit, and we'll have a blue 4 rifleman. Actually, to really show that they're different people, I recommend that each actor, or whatever, each actor is a different type of unit, so that you can identify Bob, the guy with the bazooka, Joe, the one with the grenade launcher, stuff like that. So we'll have one guy who's an AT soldier, and he'll be identifiable by the AT anti-tank missile launcher on his back. We'll have one guy who's just a regular rifleman, or we'll have him as an explosive specialist. Why not? And you don't want them linked, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So you want to put them relatively close to each other. You don't want to have them far off, like you don't want one guy over here. You have to, they seem close to each other in the map editor, but if you really zoom in, you get actual distance. Yeah, you can't let that illusion trick you. So really zoom all the way in and see how close they really will be to each other, and make them face each other so that they aren't weird looking. Okay, that should do it. Okay, let's go in. And there's a really big rule of just cinematography, period, and especially in machinima making with camera angles. And I cannot tell you how much it annoys people when they see this. Let's say I was to record him on the right side. Then I come over and record him on the left side. That's how you're supposed to do it. Right, left, right, left. So I'd record, say some lines, hit the pause button, come over here, record, say some lines, whatever. And if you want to, if you want to get like some emphasis on, this is a funny idea. I never thought about doing this. If you want to get some emphasis, kind of like a dun 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 moment, you can zoom in on their face, and just, yeah, look at that beautiful face. And another thing that I meant to tell you is try to have the cameraman out of the scene. It's not a bad idea to have that out of the scene. It's a little weird looking. Especially when, you know, he's just standing in the background. Swatting flies off his neck. He's just standing there awkwardly. So yeah, that's basically it for now. Part 3, I'll tell you how to do the editing of the dialogue and just editing overall. And that's kind of weird how they do all animations at the same time. I mean, you kind of just have to test it and make sure that everything's okay. And I don't think I'm gonna add in a little bonus. I don't think I'm gonna add in a little bonus clip at the end because I don't feel that it's worth it necessarily. I want to start working on Ania Marina. So, anyways, guys, I'll see y'all later. Adios.